Now tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game, tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby, what it do? It's your big dog, Bobo Luciano. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Super Tight TV. We back, up your back, going smack, smack, smack. Just like that. And I hope it feel good to you, too, because it damn sure feel good to me. Yeah. I got my sexy, ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl, Jazzy K.
In the building.
In this B.I.E.
What you drinking on today? Is that?
Little Cosmo.
Little Cosmopolitan?
Yeah.
I mean, did the bartender make that for you?
The bartender hooked it up,
Okay. And you'll see you got your DD Warbucks wear on.
Yeah,
today.
shout out to DD Warbucks. You know, it's my little Warbucks t-shirt. I love it.
That's real. That's nice. That's nice.
Y'all go check her out.
That's beautiful. Hey, we got our family member back today.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is, we're trying to make this a recurring theme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, to where we really want to put our, I ain't going to say money. But yeah, this time is money and money is time. I guess it's my time to shine and set it off.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Can't say that now.
How come I can't?
That one lyric.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. It's my time to shine.
And set it off like color. Yes, I can.
Say that.
How come I can't? Is that inappropriate or something?
It is.
Stop it. No.
You don't know the lyric.
Yeah, man. About 5 people don't said that after I said it. It's cool.
That don't make it right.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But say, I'm going to pronounce the name right today.
Yes, please.
I got Antong Lucky in the house.
Hey.
Yeah, put some money where your mouth is.
Yeah. Book Club Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, are we doing book club tonight?
Book club.
All right, we doing book club.
We should have dimmed the lights a little bit.
The book
Had
club.
a couple candles going. Oh, yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
But say, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
How you been the last few weeks? I mean, I've been seeing you making some motion, bro, and trying to make a difference.
Oh yeah. It's been good to watch and see and be a part of.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been a lot happening.
Yeah.
Like what? Tell us. Fill us in.
Man, we just last week we did a 3 neighborhood canvas, right? Mm-hmm. Where we called on a lot of OGs. We called on business leaders, organizations, law enforcement. Man, we had food. And we just walk through neighborhoods with the only aim is just to tell our neighborhoods that we love them, tell the people that we love them, and then connect them to resources. That's all we did.
Yeah.
And so then you have police involvement with that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I believe in bridging that gap.
Oh, yeah. Because not all of them is...
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. No. And did we have...
They're not all P.
Police officers of... the lighter color, this color here.
Yeah, we did. I intentionally do that. I don't just have, the African American. I want the others.
Couple of white boys.
I want some white boys. And some Mexicans. I want them in the mix.
So regardless of the fact that some of these states are getting rid of affirmative action, you're not.
Yeah, I'm still bringing them in, man. I'm still fighting. I love it. I believe in everybody contributing.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about people when they say defund police departments?
I don't think we at that point yet. But I understand what they're saying. I think it's just a misplay on words. Yes. I don't think they really meant take the money from the police officer and do away with police. I think that was just a bad use of words. Yes. I understood what they were trying to do.
Yes.
But I think the words, because of how people decoded the meaning, took away from the real message of what they were trying to do. I think what they were saying was take some monies from these budgets and pour them into programs.
Right.
Which makes more sense.
Yes.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
I must agree. A situation close to my family, there is a person missing that's been missing for years now. And, she was pulled over on a mental health.
Right.
Been a couple years now. She was pulled over and screened for mental health, allegedly, and then they let her go.
Yeah,
she's missing.
Wow.
Yeah, so I do agree that there should be mental health professionals involved in mental health cases, whether that's a drug, whether it's substance induced or whatever.
Right.
It's a mental health crisis at that time. And
right. And shout out to Dallas, man. We got a good friend of mine, Chief Garcia. They have Metro Care, right?
Really?
Metro Care is the mental health part that goes out when you have calls that denote that it's probably a mental situation. And I think that's in a lot of stations around the country is moving towards that.
That's good.
Because all calls don't deserve incarceration.
Yeah.
Some brothers and sisters just need to be talked to and take their medicine.
And redirected.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And that's what one of the hardest things in this country to obtain is mental health resources.
Right.
Which you would think it shouldn't be.
Right.
But it's almost like if you don't have insurance, you can forget it.
Right.
So for all of those that really, really need it and they're, on a low economic status, they...
Right. And we got to find ways for our neighborhoods and communities to have access to mental health. And I'm going to tell you, even for me, man, my company offered like an EAP program. And I was telling my employees probably about 2 months ago, I'm saying, hey, man, we paying for this. So take advantage of this. Take advantage. You can get 6 free services. And then after that, a half price for mental health, therapists and counseling, whatever it is. Take advantage of that.
Baby, no, I'll be leaning on the EAP.
Yes, indeed. Well, we still fighting that stigma, though. It's a stigma. And I'm telling
Nobody
you,
wants to make that call, even though it's confidential.
Well, it is a stigma, and that's one of the things that we really are passionate about bringing home, because mental illness is just like any other illness.
Right.
If you got diabetes and you got to take insulin, if you got high blood pressure and you got to take your blood pressure medicine, it's the same thing with mental health. You have to,
Right.
You know what I mean? If you got to take some medicine to get yourself right, hey, it's worth it.
And then I think, not even saying mental illness, I just think we as people, black people, we've experienced trauma that we have normalized as real, that it's normal, but that's trauma. Our ACE score is probably high as hell,
Yeah, you like, not everybody go through that. You like, oh, for real?
Yeah, that's real.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go too far, a couple things. We all about positive energy. We got to get you to rub the blue star once more.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And I got to tell all my people in the my family members, everybody that's watching the content and everything like that. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Hit the like button as much as you can. Please drop some comments, because Jazzy K loves those comments.
I do. Even the negative ones.
Yeah. But back to the interview,
y'all.
man. Yeah. So, how long were y'all out there that night when y'all did the night out?
We did 3 hours in each 3 hours in the neighborhood. We got there at 5. We were actually asking for 2 hours, but we ended up being 3 because it just, when it happened and as it happened and unfolded, man, with the food, with the camaraderie, people, you had brothers and sisters who hadn't seen each other, OGs from across the city coming, and it just became like a family reunion out there. It was just love, man. It for me, seeing that, seeing how these brothers was walking door to door, talking to people, loving on people, it just give me hope that this can be done, man. And people waiting on it, they want it, but somebody just got to initiate it.
Absolutely.
People always think it's no hope.
Always hope.
Because it's always some bad apples out there.
Oh yeah.
And the cream is always gonna rise to the top.
Yeah.
I always say that. It's good people in the world.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? And if we can just gather like-minded people, and get them to do the right things,
man,
and educate them.
Sometimes you just got to bring them together. When you bring people together, man, because we fear what we don't know or what we don't understand.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And so I don't like Bobo. I don't even know Bobo. I just watched his page and I don't like. He said something that I didn't agree with. Now I don't like him.
Come talk to me about it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we put him so now I'm in the room with Bobo and I say, damn, Bobo, I'm tripping. And I see that happen every time we bring people together.
That's real.
It be like that. And I know people do me like that. I got so many names. Man, he worked for the feds. He the police. He this.
I done been through that so many times that I just don't even.
You don't even worry.
When people
don't
tell
worry
me, "Oh, she," I be like, let me gather my own perspective.
Yeah.
And speaking of perspective, going back to what you said, I think perspective is a lot of the issue, right?
Right, exactly.
Like it depends on how you look at a situation.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
you know, you can look at your situation from a pessimistic.
Right.
You can look at it as, you
Right.
know, and you
Optimistic.
can exactly.
Exactly.
So, you know.
That's cool. So before we get into the book club, a couple things happened, you know, since last time you were here.
Right.
Boosie got arrested.
Yeah, I saw
You
that.
saw that?
Yeah.
Got out.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about. I often wonder from a street cat when people start using the word snitch.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I don't.
Already,
I really don't.
already.
Because I ain't in the streets no more.
That's real.
Yeah.
It's civilians
Right.
and it's people that's active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm going to tell you what's funny,
Yeah, that
man.
don't even apply to me no more.
I had a lady come into my office 2 days ago. Older lady. She had to be like upper close to 70, right?
Yeah.
Older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I came down. She came to one of our meetings, like coalition meetings.
Yeah.
And I had walked in late because I was doing something else. And she said, I came down here just to see you. And I didn't know her.
Yeah.
And she was very passionate. She was like, I seen this news interview with you on it. And they was talking about focus determined. Brother, how can you work with the police? And she was going in on me.
Oh wow.
She was going in on me.
About working with the police.
Yeah, I took that sister in my office, man. And
You had to educate her?
Yeah, I had to educate her.
That's real.
Yeah.
I had to educate her. Because, again, people can criticize and condemn from behind this right here.
Come on.
Or in their home. But it's a different circumstance when I'm sitting across from you.
Yes.
And I'm getting to know. See, a conversation is hard.
Conversation.
I'd rather just judge you and don't have to have a conversation.
That's
That part.
Because to sit down next to you, then I got to be real. I got to be
real.
I got to be honest, and I got to see if what my perspective hold up in the light. And so,
real.
man, that sister sat across me, and bless her heart, but she left with a whole different perspective,
That's
right?
good. That's good.
Because I said to her this, I said, sister, let me just say this to you. I said, the reality is in our neighborhoods, our elderly parents and grandparents, they burglar board in their house. Mm-hmm. They can't even sit on the porch or play in their garden.
Yep.
From Lil Ray striking them down with a switch.
Yep.
And he ain't got no target practice and trying to,
He's
I
spraying
said-
the block up.
I said, how do we deal with that?
Oh, you gonna be the police? You
What
said
was
that.
her answer?
She was shook.
Yeah.
Cause I think she in that moment identified with the elderly. Cause that's reality. So we can't keep playing these narratives.
Yes.
We got to be able to have real conversation. I told her, I said, the police station is not a monolithic idea. That's comprised of people.
Yes.
You got good ones and you got bad ones. I said
Yes.
the neighborhood is the same way.
Oh.
If you look at some young man who look like he one of these other young persons because he dressed like him, but he got a GPA of 4.0 and he talented,
Yeah.
et cetera, it's not fair for the police officer to condemn and
Profile
judge
him.
him, profile him.
That's real.
But it go both ways.
It does go both ways.
And we gotta quit acting like it don't go both ways. It go both ways. It's just harder, but it's smarter to just have a conversation.
That's real what you said about the people in the comments, because I don't know if you saw the situation about Finesse 2 times. And then his mom got on and she just went left about, my son ain't never snitched. And I mean, it's like that's perpetuating the problem.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And the people in the comments, most gangsters I know,
Right.
and probably you know as well,
Yeah.
they ain't on the internet.
No, they're not doing that.
They ain't on YouTube.
They ain't doing that. I tell my
They ain't, and so you guys up there that's commenting talking about, oh, he a snitch. Y'all ain't no real. Y'all civilians.
I be telling my team that's a waste of time if you arguing with people
Yes.
who are sitting on their phone and entertaining you because they feel like they can press a button and get you to respond.
It's real.
The more time you spend dealing with that, you're not working on your purpose.
Yes.
Or your business.
Yes.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the more time you spend with that, you're not working on your purpose or your business. Because contrary to popular belief, it's a lot of people out there that support you.
He talking to
That's
us,
riding with you. That's rocking with you. But you can't talk to them because you talk to the people that you're trying to convince that you ain't gonna never convince.
Come on
Hold
now.
on, Antong. Hold on just a second.
What happened?
I sensed you looking over here at me.
I mean, if she tongue wrestling with these people in the comments, that's what you're talking about, right?
It's not tongue
That's
wrestling.
what you're talking about, right?
It's not tongue wrestling. It's thumb wrestling.
Thumb wrestling.
thumb wrestling.
And I
Thumb
don't
wrestling.
I don't wrestle. I
Which-
just say my piece
Well, she
and
be
move
boxing.
on.
She be
I say
spoiling
my
boxing.
piece and move on.
Right.
Until they say something else.
I say my piece and move on.
If they reply to that piece,
Right.
there's another piece that she's gonna add.
Yeah,
and then it's gonna go on and on, and then that's that time
That's
we can't
not
get
true.
back.
That's not true, Mr.
Now
Lucky.
now, Jazz, I hope you're not spending
That's
hours
not
in the
true.
Quality-
car.
I'm not.
quality time.
Not
Yeah.
hours. Not
Yeah.
hours.
Okay.
A good 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I'll give you 15.
You know, give you a good hot 15 minutes, and I'm
Get a
through.
good 15.
Then I'm through.
Petty LaBelle.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Petty LaBelle, man.
And then I'm through with it.
Yeah, I'm through.
Run for your fellas, and I'm gone.
She gonna come in like a pit bull too.
It is not like a
Makes
pit
sense.
bull.
That
She
makes-
is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A pit bull with
Yeah.
what they call it, the velvet hammer.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. It's a hammer, but it's got a little soft touch to it.
Well,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm an award-winning games. What is it? Show-stopping pit bull.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a pit bully.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Exactly.
Shout out Bully Spitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my people at the Bully Spitting Podcast, man.
Okay.
Let's talk about your book.
Let's get to this book. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Antong. I'm so excited to have you back after I read the book. I was thoroughly pleased.
Thank you.
I was
There
like,
you go with that
okay.
white girl voice again.
Don't look. Stay on your side of the table, bro.
Talk to him real, like the book real.
Stay
Yeah.
on your side of the table.
Okay.
Oh my God. And yeah, so I was thoroughly impressed. I love the book, and I did a little of both. I did the reading and I did the audible. So I caught you, y'all. Mr. Lucky is narrating his own book on Audible. I love that personally. If you do too, go check it out.
Thank you.
But yes, I love it. So let's jump right in.
Name of the book.
The name of the book, as you can see, is A Redemptive Path Forward.
Yes.
Okay. From incarceration to a life of activism. So,
That's it.
and that's exactly what it's about. It's a great read.
Thank you.
And I do have to, I didn't catch last time you were here that you went to Edna Rose. So did
Yeah.
I. So
Edna
did
Rose.
I.
Roll Runners.
Hey.
Roll Runners.
Okay. I had to,
Yeah. In the Grove.
you know what I mean? I had to
Already.
shout that out right
Shout out
quick.
to Edna
Shout out
Rose.
Edna
Yeah.
Rose.
Miss L. Williams.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
girl.
Had my
Yeah.
first fights and everything up there.
Always.
Already.
What?
I'm
Mr. John. What's the principal name of Edna Road? I can't think of his name.
Look, is it the same principal?
from years and years.
I tried not to be in the principal's office, so I really don't
I stayed.
remember.
I stayed.
That's
I
like
do
an
remember
oxymoron.
my third grade teacher was Miss Hill, and she was the
Miss Hill.
bomb. Shout
Oh,
out
yeah.
Miss Hill.
Already.
Shout out to Miss Hill.
Yeah, but anywho,
Back to the book.
so we're gonna jump into chapter 1. And chapter 1 is the father. Tell me.
Yeah, the boys. The now I'm getting tongue tied on my own book. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Well, it's a little.
the boy is the father of the man.
There you go. It's a little tongue tie-ish.
The
That's why I was
boy
like,
is the father of the man.
So I'm gonna let you. So let's give a synopsis of that chapter, which I really enjoyed how chapter 1 started out, because a lot of times you have this stigma that
Right.
a woman just got pregnant and she don't know who her baby daddy is, and you made it clear in the beginning that you were conceived out of love. Your parents were in love with each other,
Right.
and then
Right. And then that situation happened. My father was sentenced to prison. Mm-hmm. When I was 9 months, he was sentenced to prison. And my mother closed that chapter of her life. I don't know the details, but she closed that chapter. Like, when he went to prison, they gave him 55 years. My mother was 16 at the time. She dropped out of school and went straight to work and been working ever since. But unfortunate for me, nobody stopped to tell me about my father. Nobody never. That was just a forbidden topic. My mother moved on. She didn't want to have nothing else to do with it. And so I said the boy is the father of the man, because in order to understand the man, you got to understand him as a boy.
absolutely,
You know.
absolutely.
To understand him as the father, you got to know him as the boy.
Absolutely. And then that just, because look how many young people period in the black
Right.
community go through that exact same thing.
Right.
It's not necessarily that you don't have a dad, but your dad's incarcerated.
Right.
And as a young teen mother, 16, who is gonna wait 55
Right.
years most of the time? Like, you're not even the same person
Right.
at 21 that you were at 16 or
exactly.
26. So, you know what I mean? So in hindsight, and I know that as a young boy that affected you growing up, but
Oh,
then
severely.
as a man,
Yes.
you can kind of see.
Oh yeah. I see the connection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I got older, I saw the connection, because that was trauma
Exactly.
for me.
Exactly.
You know, I remember feeling dumb that I didn't know who he was. You know, and I felt dumb. I didn't even want to ask who he. Cause I felt dumb even asking the question.
Right.
Wow.
I'm asking about my father that I supposed to know.
Right. Yeah.
That felt dumb. And so I remember many times suppressing that, running from that, feeling inadequate because of that, feeling like something wrong. That's trauma.
It is.
That's in our community that we normally just, it's normal. It's normalized because I'm not the only one go through it. There's a lot of my friend and his friend, and everybody go through it.
And I think it's very important that we do label it and let people know that it is a name for it. It's trauma.
That's trauma.
It's not just, everybody doesn't just go through
Right.
a lot of the things we go through in our community. So
Right.
I for one, yeah, I could definitely feel that, child.
Oh yeah, I remember. Man, I can remember. I can remember as a kid, you know, just growing up, just wanting to know. You know, so in hindsight, I look back and I look at all the kids who fathers. Most of these kids coming out these neighborhoods, coming out of single parent homes.
Yes.
Fathers not in the home. That's why I'm challenging the men.
Yeah.
Because I understand emphatically how that feels as a kid. Because I remember how I felt. And I remember nobody was qualified enough to address how I felt. And so just think about when you look around today, just think about how many kids who are growing up because baby mom and baby daddy can't get along.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, they arrogant because they just fall in the cycle.
Yep.
And the kid is being raised completely by himself or herself.
Damn.
And then nobody realizes.
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, nature versus nurture.
that part.
Most kids get kissed by their parents. I forgot the number, but it was close to like 30,000 times throughout they. Our kids probably don't get kissed at all. That's the nurturing, the love, the healthy love. So if ain't nobody nurturing me, telling me they care about me, ain't nobody loving on me, making me feel healthy love, then when we look at what we see today, then you can start saying, man, you understand. That's why I can disrespect you at 16, or I can pull out a gun because I don't have no feelings.
And then when you're young and you're looking for love,
and nobody will give it to you.
You accept things that's disguised as
Love,
love. That's not love at all.
The games.
That's a whole nother.
The games.
Exactly.
The game.
And a lot of people like to hone in on how important it is for males to have their father.
Yes.
But I want to say that it's equally important for females to have their father, because as a woman, a young girl, your father is usually the first person to tell you you're beautiful, you're a princess, make you feel like. And when you grow up without that, it's easy to accept it from anybody.
Man, I can identify with this because I was that individual. You know, I was that as a teenager with kids. I was that individual who was so egotistical. Because I grew up without the love, without the kisses, without understanding my father. And so I grew up as a teenager. I was very non-empathetic. So to women, you know, it was, you know how in our neighborhood, you make the baby and then you break up. You know, you be in love until the baby comes and you break up. You run because we didn't have no role model. So what we did, we ran.
Yeah, and I think it is a struggle for a lot of young black men who grew up without a father. Because you can go by what other people tell you all day long. Man. But if it wasn't your experience and then it's your time to be a father, it's kind of hard.
You don't know what to do.
To navigate that. And it's like, you know, it can be overwhelming. And then you have what society tells you a father should be, what the media, you know what I mean, what people say, what this person, you know what I mean, and then trying to navigate what it is to you.
My son, my father went to prison, and then I went to prison. My daughter was born May 7th, May 21st. I would head to prison. And I'm going to tell you, man, I did 3.5 years, right? Close to 4 years in prison. And, man, I can see that riffle today. And my daughter 26.
I bet you can.
I can feel it and see it today, man. It has traumatic effects, man. You know, 'cause that's when you said it's important for fathers to be in their daughter's life. Man, I would encourage and implore any father, man. I don't care what you're going through with that baby mama. Fight to be in the life of your kids.
And let me tell you something. On that note, and you sure don't want another man raising your baby.
Man.
Especially a daughter.
Right.
You don't want another man.
Man.
Raising your daughter when you can step up and do it yourself.
Man.
And I mean, and sometimes it happens. I mean,
And sometimes it happens.
Sometimes the parent's just not going to work out regardless.
Right.
But don't let that stop
Yes.
you
From being
the best parent you
Right.
can be.
In other
because
words-
at the end of the day, the child didn't ask to be born.
Man.
No, this real.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
In other words, when I'm speaking to the men, that pride that men have,
Oh man.
you better swallow that pride when it comes to your
Man.
child,
Boy.
or you gonna be looking through the window at her grow up.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because she could have a bad dad,
Yeah.
stepdad. She could have a good stepdad.
Yeah.
And I don't like trusting,
Man.
a 50-50. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's a flip of a coin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And these guys are sick. Some of these guys are really, really sick.
Oh, they are.
And you can't protect
Women
your baby.
too.
Right.
Yeah. But
Right.
I'm talking about men.
Right.
Because once the man goes, usually the woman goes to get another man.
Right.
And so that man is,
And you don't know the
you don't
pedigree.
know, yeah.
You don't know what his fetish is.
Oh my God.
Man, hey.
And
That's a
then when
sick
you not,
feeling.
and
Yeah.
then when you haven't been involved as you should be, it's kind of like you don't have the right to comment
Man.
anyway.
Yes.
So then
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying. That pride. When you ain't there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you ain't there,
Man.
I don't mind a stepdad,
Yeah.
and you active dad.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that's cool.
Yeah.
But when you ain't there,
Man.
I'm
and
all
you
for
too
it.
proudful to, oh, I'm gonna go pick up, you one of them dudes that like to get into with the baby, with,
Boy.
somebody just got killed the other day because of that.
Yeah,
I had
sword fighting and going on.
Man, I got a youngster. We got some interns from workforce, right? They work for us now, and they pay them, but they work for us, right?
Yes.
So I got a youngster, right? 20-year-old youngster, right? He reminded me of me, and he came in my office one day and said he showed me a picture of a 3-year-old baby, and he said, "Mr. Lucky, this girl saying this my baby. This ain't my baby." And I said, "Let me see the picture." I looked at it. I said, "Bruh, this baby look just like you."
Yeah.
Man, this ain't my baby. He was acting like I was when I was that age, right?
Yes.
And so
Like a lot of men.
like
were.
a lot of men at that age, and I'm saying, history done taught me. So I'm saying, I said, nah, bro, you got to deal with that. And so, right, I got busy. 2 months later, this was like 2 weeks ago. He come in my office. Yeah, man, she still talking about this my baby. So I said, you know what? I said, hey. I said, call her right now.
Yeah.
He called her, and I got on the phone with her, and I said, look, you don't know me, and I explained to her. I said, look, we finna find out today if that's his baby, because your daughter don't deserve to be in limbo about this.
It's real.
And we need to know this. So I talked to her, I told her my situation, my story to make her feel comfortable. And man, she went and got the test, came up to our office, swabbed him and the baby, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, the baby heals.
Yeah.
Look at my baby now.
So-
And it was so dope
Now he
for
in
me.
love.
Oh, yeah, he in love. It was
Feel
so
somebody?
dope for me, man, because I was saying, damn, when I was thinking about it, man, I said, damn, I wish somebody would have did me like
Come
that,
on,
man.
Right.
And take a brother like
Man.
you. We didn't have men like
Yeah.
that, bro.
I said, man, I wish somebody did me like that. Man, I was so arrogant and hard headed, man, when my kids were born, because I was so full of ego, right?
Yeah.
And man, I've learned, bro. And I tell men all the time, bro, it ain't nothing. I don't care what the situation is. You got to fight for your child. You got to fight to be in the life
But you know
of
what,
your kids,
Antong?
man.
I
Gotcha.
believe that is why some people always say, why am I going through this? Why? Blah, blah.
I do too.
I think some people go through things because they are the ones that's
I
going
do
to
too.
look at this and the light bulb is going to go off and they're going to say, oh, wow, had I known this.
Wow.
And they're going to take that torch and light it for
Man,
someone else.
I
So,
hope they do.
Man, I'm praying that they do. That'll
Yes.
be dope, because
Yeah.
we need our parents in the lives of our kids. That's important. That's the recipe to the
It
violence
is.
that we
it
see.
really is.
That's the recipe.
Yes.
I know so many men who don't have nothing to do with their kid. I'm like, how can you have a baby
Yes.
and not have nothing to do with it?
And sleep
Cold-blooded.
comfortably
And
at
see,
night.
comfortably, that is crazy to me, man.
Cold-blooded.
And I know people like that, so I get real passionate
I think
about
everybody
this.
knows somebody like that.
Yeah,
And I don't care what the situation is. How can you not
Man.
go take care of your seed?
man.
God, that's like deadly to me.
All right. So we're going to move on to chapter 3.
Yeah.
Deviant, delinquent, and dangerous.
Man, that's what we were just talking about. Growing up in the streets, growing up in the hood, you're not having that positive male role modeling present in your life, and so you adopt what the neighborhood said. So you drugs, gangs, the whole 9 yards. you adopt that Machiavellian type of lifestyle. You know, like no situation is serious for you. You just playing. We players because we just playing women, and it's nothing serious. We making babies all over the city, and we don't have nothing that's saying we have structure in our life. Right. So that chapter is talking about all that. Talk about me going from women to woman to women to drugs.
But it also touches on the labels,
right?
You know what I mean, placed in the criminal justice system,
right?
Because if I'm not mistaken, in that chapter, wasn't it like a judge or somebody who said that to you?
Yes.
Deviant, delinquent, and dangerous.
Right.
And then you're a child,
juvenile.
And I always look at that and wonder, like, how do, how do our judicial system
and our legal system,
our upper echelons look at a child and say, "Oh, you're a deviant. You're never gonna
just throw them away.
You're not worth. You can't be fixed. You're not worth." Like that's crazy to me.
Just throw them away.
That someone actually says it is. It really is.
But our black and brown brothers have been going through that a long time in this country.
Trauma.
Sisters too.
I mean, well, black and brown people.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, they are incarcerated at a high level in this country.
Right. Right.
I forgot what the ratio was, but what's the ratio for us?
Man, we are incarcerated. Blacks are 1 in every 3 black person is on probation, parole, or in prison. That's to tell you right there. 1 in 3. 1, 2, 3 prison. You know.
And I have to ask you, how did that affect you? Like hearing that, does it make you? I mean, because I can see how if you're at a certain age, it might make you want to prove, no, I'm not these things. But at a certain age,
right,
you become what people.
Right. You adapt.
You adapt to
what they say. You know, you adapt to. I'm just so fortunate that, man, and I probably will talk about it. I'm just so fortunate that I didn't go too far into the culture that I lost myself. Absolutely. I always, I had a grandmother.
Because people do all the time.
Oh yeah, I got friends who will never get out of prison.
I know,
because they went too far in.
Yes.
But I had a grandmother and a grandfather, a caring and praying grandfather and grandmother who imparted something, right? So that made me. Made me when I walked on that church ground, I say, "Excuse me, God, if I cuss."
Come on,
so that kind of that helped me. Some people just jumped our way in. But I was just telling somebody yesterday, I said, because yesterday we went and did our random acts of kindness, right? We'll go around, we'll identify probably about 15 families. Somebody identify them, we'll pop up with groceries.
Antong, we want to get in on that.
Yeah, groceries and cash, man. We'll give them, we write some little encouraging letters. They open the envelope, they read the letter, then there's cash in there. So we did 15 families like that. Yes, we've been doing it since COVID, right?
Yeah.
So we did that, right?
That's hard.
Which is more than the stimulus checks.
Yeah. That kind of stuff, man. And doing that just yesterday, coming off that yesterday, that kind of stuff, like, it reminds you of the why, man. Because going into some of these houses and seeing the conditions. Man, I'm talking about seeing the conditions, bro.
Yes.
And man, it makes you come back and you say, humbling. Man, it's humbling. Yeah.
It reminds you, don't it?
Yeah.
Man, because I tell you.
And it reminds you, that most people are just 1 or 2 bad mistakes or 1 or 2 checks from being in the same type of situation.
Man, so all homeless or worse.
But to see those reactions, man, I mean, because I think it make people say, man, people out here really do care. Yeah, because all we do is we'll do it quick. We'll go in, give them groceries. We spent $200-300 on groceries, good groceries. Then we give them an envelope with a encouraging message and some cash in it. Yeah. And then we pray for them. And then we leave.
That's beautiful.
We get up out of there real quick, man, and letting them keep their dignity. But man, just to see those reactions, like we had an 85-year-old grandmother, man, and she was in tears, man, when she opened that envelope up. She said, man, I was praying for a sign. She said, I was asking God for a blessing, and y'all showed up.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
How many kids did she have?
Man, they weren't there. It was just her, and it was her granddaughter that was in the house.
What that make you feel like?
Oh, man. We had we had one guy, they said, the apartment complex said that he gave his card to somebody, and they took all his money off his card. He couldn't pay his rent, no food. Elderly guy, on medication. And we got to his door. And first he was shocked. He didn't want to let us in. He was like, And we said, I was talking to him, said, sir, we just some random people just want to help you. Right. And we came in, he said, all right, he has until they let us in.
I will too.
He has, he looking like, and man, look, he opened that, this guy opened that envelope, man, and he just started crying, man. He just started crying because there go his rent money right there and some groceries.
Antong, how y'all, I may have missed this because I may have spaced out. How do you identify other people?
We got like anchor change makers, those people who work for us that work in neighborhoods, like Bowleg, people like that.
And they know the people who need help.
Yeah, so they know the people that needs the help. So they'll find family.
Shout out to
Bowleg. The man down under. Yeah.
Stampede.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bo does that, man. He was so many families that he done turned us on to, and we just pop up and we say, man, it's because of him. We here. And man, just to hear the responses, bro. Man.
That's
all
real.
right. So now we won't. It's just so many good chapters. I'm trying to figure out which ones do we. Losing Me. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's touch on Losing Me, and why did you title that chapter Losing Me?
Because for me, right, you grow up in a neighborhood, you take on what I say, you amputate your personality. That's what most kids do.
Yeah, you do.
Because we come out good. We come out good kids.
I look at that every day. It's like, how did this sweet little innocent turn into Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we start out good.
Yeah.
We good. But then,
unless you got a chemical imbalance.
Unless you got, okay, that's a whole different story. But I think
sometimes it's an environmental imbalance.
I'm just saying, there's some people that's born murderers.
Yeah.
Without no help.
Well, we're not talking about that today.
Okay.
We talking about nature and nurture.
Nature and nurture.
But you're right. For the most part,
for the most part,
those babies are sweet, sweet, and SUPERTIGHT love the kids.
And we take on the identity because we amputate our personality. We take on the identity of the neighborhood. Y'all know how that go.
Oh yeah.
What the neighborhood say, that's what you with.
You got to be with it.
You got to be
when in Rome.
Right.
And I think more so for the men too.
Yeah, no doubt.
The women. I don't think the women so much get wrapped up into that with the neighborhood, but I think men.
Oh, for you better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like checking in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like checking in. You better act like you better act like.
Yeah. And for the women, like if that's the only, that's the only choice you got. That's the only choice. Well, and so you end up with that. Wrapped up in some game.
And some politics.
Yeah.
So Losing Me. What?
Yeah. So that was losing the identity that the neighborhood had gave me, which was a challenge, right? Because you can be something for so long that you can think that's you. If you see, it's dudes right now.
Which is why that chapter stuck out, because you would think Losing Me was about you getting lost in it, and it was about you losing the title that was put on you and placed on you,
that identity.
Yeah,
man, which is crucial.
It is.
Which is crucial, man. Losing that identity, and that's hard. That's what you just talking about earlier when you said Boosie going to jail, getting out. You can get stuck there. It's like this. The best example I can give, and I don't criticize or condemn, but I understand because I was that.
Yes.
But it's like if you see a baby at 1 month, they got a bottle and a diaper on, that's appropriate.
Right.
Yes.
But if you see a 14-year-old teenager with a diaper on, a bib, and a bottle, then you say, man, what's something going on?
No.
Yeah.
What if you see a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, being breastfed?
Then you start saying, man, what's going on?
What's going on?
You got a
right
full
here.
mouth of teeth.
Yeah. You start saying, well, and that's akin to a lot of times what we see in the culture, right? We see because men and women too, that hasn't matured,
right?
That some parts of those brains, so they still holding on and doing the stuff they do. If you still doing the same thing you're doing at 15, at 30,
right? And I say, but you know what? I say that a lot though. I feel like our Black youth, they don't get the same opportunities to be young and make mistakes that other people.
Oh no. Our mistakes are limited.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even say limited. You make the wrong mistake.
You make the wrong mistake, it's over for you.
It's lifelong. It's you know what I mean. It follows you. It's you know what I mean. Even from a child, when they tell you, "Oh, well, you're a child," and juvenile records don't.
Prime example.
They always end up. You know what I mean.
Prime example. in this area. Matter of fact, I believe Tarrant County, the affluent teenager. Y'all remember that
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
The influenza team.
Ethan
No,
Couch.
it was affluent.
Ethan Couch.
Yeah.
Affluent.
Affluent.
Well,
because
there
he
was a youngster that
affluent.
had the wreck, the manslaughter.
Huh?
Was you talking about the teenager, the white
Yes.
teen that ran over the people? And
Yeah, the
then,
DWI killed all them people,
Yeah.
and then they didn't give him no time served, and he
remember
tried to avoid justice and still
Right.
didn't get no
And
time.
his parents was helping.
His mama.
Right, I remember that. I remember that.
But that had happened to one of us.
Yeah,
He'd have still been in jail
yeah,
to this day.
yeah,
He's already out paper.
yeah. Wow,
He got probation, and he's off probation now.
wow.
But he got in trouble again right after something,
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so
I did
it's
see
like
that.
that's a prime example of why
Yeah.
that mentality don't work. But
Wow,
I digress.
man.
You got another chapter you want to hit him?
Yeah, I do. So we talked about losing me. That was the last one. Now, I ain't gonna go backwards. Let me not go backwards.
Okay.
Let me not go backwards. The Beast. So we had the mouth of the beast, and then you had the chapter, the Beast.
Right.
What was the Beast?
Prison.
Yeah, yeah.
These are for the people who
Yeah.
haven't read the book, sir.
Oh shit!
Stay on your side.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was it's prison. You know, being in prison. It was kind of like I likened that to Jonah in the Bible. You know, when Jonah was the only prophet in the Bible, when God was telling him to go to the people, he tried to run, jumped on the boat, and God caused the whale to swallow him up, and he was in there for 3 days.
Yeah.
And it was until Jonah submitted and bowed down and prayed that God caused the whale to spit him up, and he went to Nineveh. But I'm gonna tell you, Jonah was the only prophet in the Bible, if you read, that went to a city and they all believed. See, so I looked at myself like that when I was in prison, right? It was until I shedded all of those idioms that I had, that I all the trauma and the stuff that I had from the neighborhood, those codes to the streets and all of those stuff that put me there, and face myself for real, pray to God. That's when he sent me back, right? And so my whole mission has been, you know, just like Jonah. I'm going to people saying, I'm going to the brothers in the streets, by my partner saying, look, man, we gotta be real, man.
Yeah.
We gotta own that shit that we did.
Yes.
We gotta be real about that, man.
Yes.
America.
That's the only way to fix it.
That's the way you can't hear what you don't reveal.
Oh, boy, that's real.
You can't hear what you don't reveal. You have to hear. You got to reveal that, man.
Come on.
Until you can name it, because you can speak it, and you ain't gonna never be able to hear that, man. We gonna continue to be players, and we gonna be 50 years old, players, man.
Speaking of that,
I know some that's that age.
chapter 13,
PFL.
the disease.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk to him. What was the disease? Pause.
Hope it wasn't that one.
Man, nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
Man,
It's 13.
let me go to that chapter. Let me go to that chapter right quick.
You know, I'm
Watch
mad
this.
I ain't have my notes, but
Yeah.
I knew the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, per the author.
Nah,
13, the disease. It was after In the Belly of the Beast.
Yeah. And that's when we was talking about, yeah. Oh yeah. No, that was more so talking about what I was just saying, addressing a lot of the stuff, a lot of the mentalities that I had developed, right? Because that was the disease,
Which
right?
is a disease.
It's a
It
disease,
is.
right? And so I identified that, addressing that, trying to heal. So I had to address that dis-ease that was causing that put me in prison. And so that whole chapter is talking about that, man. Talking about how
which is why we want to delve into this chapter 13, the disease, because that resonated with me, because it is.
Right.
I feel like just like going back to what you said, just all the trauma, and then we can follow this back, however far back you want to go with it. But how do we fix it?
In that chapter, right? I was sitting around tables like this with Crips, with Bloods, with people who didn't see eye to eye, right? And because I was doing this work, right, and some about me, they wanted to be around me, right? Because I was really doing the work. I was really working on myself.
And even if you are, it's few people. You know what I mean? We would say the vision is for the visionary, and it's a few people that are worthy to be followed,
Man.
even though they're the leader. You
Right.
got some people that lead, but they not
Where they be, yeah,
exactly.
Man.
So when you find somebody that is, people real recognize real.
exactly.
So which is why I think
And man, and I had brothers who would sit around a table. These brothers probably would kill each other, right?
If you wasn't there.
If I wasn't there, I was the least common denominator. But I'll be telling this brother like, this your brother. If you rocking with me, this is your brother. And I'm educating, and most of the time, I'm the youngest person at the table. I'm the youngest person at the table.
look it up.
And I'm saying, look,
Yeah.
look, black man, you my brother. That's your brother.
Yeah.
You know, you in here because you harmed your brother. You know, and I was pointing that stuff out, right? So I was addressing this disease that we all had that kept us separate. See, I knew within all of the layers of the tattoos and the gang and all that stuff was a soul, right? That was just yearning for love.
Yes.
That came from the same situation as me, wanting the love.
Yeah.
But the environment had a bunch of people faking like they didn't want the love, but they really wanted the love.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's why we got into the game.
That's real.
Because we were searching for what we were trying to compensate for what we were missing. And so I knew that's the information I knew. So I knew these brothers wanted this, right?
Yes, sir.
And so all they needed somebody to do was initiate it. So I initiated the conversation. I had money on my books, so I would cook the spread. Well, I didn't cook the spread. I would pay for the spread. You ain't finna turn down the food, cause especially if you're indigent.
Yeah.
You ain't finna. This food smell good.
Yeah, let me know whenever y'all have something with food. Okay?
I'm tired of going through that line.
Oh man, say so.
Front center.
Question.
Yes.
On that note, was it just you, or did you have somebody that could keep the torch carried after you got out?
In prison?
Yes.
Well, once I got out of prison, I probably never.
So it was just you.
Yeah, it was just me. I don't know what happened when I left. Because I know when I left. I left. This when I realized something like special about me. Because I just was doing the work. I was just doing the work. It wasn't no ego. I wasn't, trying to big up nobody. It was just I was finding this information about myself and about how we got in this situation. And I was just doing the work, and I was intrigued by the work. And I remember when I left, when I got ready to leave, these were grown men, and I was 24 at the time.
Yes.
And they cried crocodile tears.
I remember.
They cried.
Yeah.
They cried. And
I felt like I was there. I was like, oh.
It had me questioning if I wanted to leave.
Ain't that crazy? Because you said that. You was like, man, it hurt.
It hurt. I was questioning
They probably envisioned what it was going to be like without you being there.
Yeah, they told me that. They said it ain't going to never be the same. Because we would sit around on the regular, I kid you not, and we would talk about life. I was 23, 22 years old. I'm talking to men who've been locked up 30 and 40 years.
Damn.
You feel me?
Yes.
And I'm telling them, like, I'm challenging their cognitive distortions. I'm saying, hey, man, you got to be ready for this.
What you learning from, though?
Huh?
Where'd you learn it from at such a young age?
I was
He had
studying.
a mentor.
You did say the mentor.
He had a mentor.
Yeah, mentor. Yeah, I had a
that.
mentor, man, that was, and once I started reading, I never stopped. Prison became college for me.
But I always say having a mentor is just part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because, again, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly.
And you drink.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Because there's still some knuckleheads out there
Oh, yeah.
who ain't going to drink the water.
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Damn.
They come
And
with.
there's some that drink the wrong water.
Yeah.
So, you got any events coming up?
Wait.
Oh.
You jumping out there? I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Almost. The young man who you met, who said that he did not commit his crime, and then you later were able to help get him exonerated. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's Gary Walker. Gary
Walker.
Vito Walker. He got sentenced at 15 years old, did 21 years in prison.
Oh my God! Do
For a
y'all
crime-
hear that?
Yeah, for a crime he didn't commit.
In Texas?
In Dallas.
Gary Walker.
Gary Walker.
So he was,
What was the crime?
32.
He went in at 15 and he got out when he was 37.
Shit.
21 years. And
Damn.
A crime he didn't.
he went there in the row with me. And
We're in the row.
yeah, he went there in the row. And when he heard about me when I got transferred to the unit that he was on, George Beto. When I got over there, I was speaking, right? And so whenever I would speak, all of the brothers would fall off the wings to come see me. You know, they would have to. And again, I'm not even paying attention to this. This all hindsight. But they would when they just knew it was this brother who used to be a blood who was bringing the heat, and they would all turn out right.
Yeah.
And so Vito, my partner, he heard about me. He heard I was on the unit, and so he came to service one day while I was speaking, and then he told me, you know, like couple weeks later, he said, "I'm innocent. I'm in there for something I didn't do."
And then it's like, how many people be saying
And
that?
I said, "Man, everybody in there innocent."
Okay.
But his story stayed the same. And then I remember telling him, I said, "Man, God gonna reveal something to you."
Well, that part of the chapter, not to cut you off, for all of those who be saying that we don't be letting our guests speak.
Yeah.
We have to say it when we think about it.
No, this is the show.
It's a fleeting moment, okay?
Yeah.
However, that part of the book really stuck with me because you were like me
Yeah.
in a whole lot of ways when
Yeah.
the person was like, I didn't do it. It's like, okay, I'm going to let him prove.
Yes.
And over time, how you notice his story never changed.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, I think this guy's innocent.
Yeah. I told him, I said, "Man, God gonna reveal something to you." I just felt that in my spirit, right? And 3 weeks later, they sent a new chain bus in. Him and this guy talking, and they was talking about Sunchase apartment over there by Skyline. And the brother he said, "Man, nothing didn't happen over there in Skyline. I mean, Sunchase majorly, but and he said 2 names, shot this lady in her vagina." That was the case he had got 55 years for. And he hurried up and ran back to me and said, "Man," and he said, "What to do?"
I didn't know that was the case.
Yes, and I said, "You got to get information only the killer would know." And he went back and got that information, man. And fast forward, I got released. I told him before I got out, I said, "Man, I ain't gonna leave you in there." And so I got out and I went everywhere. I had the Free DeVito movement. Man, I was, you know, like how Bumby did Pimp C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that movement going on.
How long did it take you?
Man, it took me 13 years to get him out.
Yes. But I have to applaud you for that.
Yeah, it took me
because
13
there's
years.
so many people. Yes, applaud. Okay, because it's absolutely
Stand up.
Yeah.
because there's so many people. I call it pillow talking. You know, when you locked up and everything, you
Right.
in jail. Ooh, everybody have good intentions and they talk, but you really stuck with it
Oh, yeah.
and you worked until this man was free. And
Diligent.
He looked me in my eyes and said, "Man," when I told him that, he said, "Bruh, just go out there and live your life. Don't tell me nothing if you don't mean it." And I told him straight up, I said, "Bruh, if I can't be real with me, I can't be real with you. And I know I'm real with me."
I read it.
And
You
I
know,
hope y'all still have a
He
relationship.
worked for my organization right now. He worked for me.
Now
Been
that's
working for me since he got out of prison. He been working for me.
And
That's
you need
another
to have
sign.
him because that's
Yeah.
a whole nother story.
I bring him. He'll come.
That's a
I
soul
always
bringer.
wondered.
And I promise you, when he tell that story, y'all would have some Kleenex right there.
Yes.
Now, when he tell his story,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, because it's heart wrenching, man, to see how the system did him.
Yes.
They really railroaded him. You know what I'm saying? Really.
And he not the only one.
Yeah.
That's why I'm about to say they
mean,
railroad us as
Yeah.
black people.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's plenty of stories like that. And then the fact that, you know, we get taken advantage of because we can't afford to bond out or
Right.
we can't afford, you know what I
Yes.
mean? That shouldn't stop
Right.
you from,
Right.
yeah.
Right. We definitely got to get him here to the show. He'll love to come.
Yes.
Come on.
'Cause
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, can you imagine doing that much time
Man.
Did you get paid?
for a crime you didn't?
They about to fully exonerate him
Yes.
right now because they had halted for a second because Dallas had went through some DAs.
Right.
But he about to be. They about to pay him real good. I told him, hey, if you listen, you better pay your tithes.
Okay.
I
Show
got
better.
I got an old classmate
Yeah.
that made district attorney in Dallas,
Yeah.
Craig Watkins.
Craig Watkins.
Shout out, Chris.
Shout out to Craig Watkins.
Craig Watkins is the brother who started the DNA
Craig Watkins is the
and
truth.
opened up that closet and got start pulling people.
Yes.
Start getting people exonerated.
Yes.
And
Craig Watkins had him. Vito would come up, and when Craig Watkins lost the election, that stalled us out. And then we got Susan Hawk, who was a white lady that was doing drugs or whatever she was doing.
Yes.
And then she went AWOL for about 15 15 months. And then we got elected DA Faith Johnson, who was elected. She was a Republican. And so she couldn't really move because she was elected. And so it was a lot of politics. And so we had to wait on that. And then when she went out, then we got Cruzo. So right now we're in good position for them to give him actual answer. Cruzo he just exonerated 3 people so far. So he just started back.
He trying to fix all them people he put up in there.
Exactly.
We definitely need to have him on so we can get his story.
Who, Cruzo?
Oh. No. Vito.
Now we got to give him.
You get Cruzo, boy. That'd be
Free at last. Free at last.
Oh man, that was that feeling.
God Almighty.
Hey, that was that feeling when you was coming down 45 and I'm riding through the hood. You got to understand, I've been doing the work, and I come back to the hood, and I'm looking at the hood in the same disrepair and condition.
Damn, Zeddy said that.
Yeah, and then Tupac is playing that changes on in the car, and I'm looking, and I got tears in my eyes because I see differently now. I got some different lenses on, and so I'm looking at the hood, and I'm saying, wow, it's hurting me, right? Like, people still doing the same thing.
I'm about to say, I bet you saw some of the same people
doing the same thing, man.
That's what Zeddy said.
Passed by a little world, I'm like, whoa, it's still the same situation. And so that was that experience, right? Yeah. Me saying I'm finna get to work.
Free at last, free at last.
Yeah, I got to work.
And what point was it? Now, forgive me, because I told you I forgot my chapter in my notes.
Yeah.
But was it you that picked up your father, or was it your father that picked up?
I picked up mine. Okay. I picked up my father after doing 37 years flat in TDC.
Now that was a beautiful story.
Yeah,
let's talk about that as well.
I went and picked him up. 37 years in prison, and I'm trying to repair and patch up and all that good stuff. And so I go pick him up. Now this is my first time ever physically, seeing him, right? And so it was interesting, man, because he looked he'd been in prison so long, he looked like he was 18, like literally 18 years old.
Stopped in time.
Wow.
Yeah, he looked at 18 years old, and I'm looking at him saying, this can't be my dad, like a kid, you know what I'm saying? And so, but it was good though, man. That moment we embraced, that was some healing that I needed. Yeah, that was some healing.
Because the part that got me was the struggle.
Yeah.
The balancing act you were going back and forth with in your mind.
Yes.
Like, I don't know him. He ain't been around here. I ain't finna hug him. I ain't finna. And then when y'all saw each other, all that went.
It was automatic.
It was automatic, man. Tears flowing. It was just, it was that, man. But that was all of the trauma that was a beautiful thing that we have in our head, right? When I just wanted a hug,
which I think is important to highlight.
Yeah,
you just wanted a hug from your father,
from my father, man.
No matter how hard or how how it appears on the outside, at the end of the day, we all just want to be loved.
Yes.
Those videos are some of the best.
Yeah.
Some of the saddest, happy, sad videos. Yeah. Boy, I look at them, you right, they'll pull a tear out of you.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not careful.
Oh,
you know I saw one like that. Anyway,
Well, go ahead.
No.
Well, I'm going to just tell you guys, Antong's book, A Redemptive Path Forward, from incarceration to a life of activism. This is well worth the read. If you don't want to read, get that Audible.
Yes.
Okay. He's narrating it himself in his own words, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story of redemption.
Support him.
And he's still doing this. So these are the people we need to get behind, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
He's out here actively doing the work in the community to this day. And so this just goes to show that not everybody who goes to prison at a young age should just be written off because, here's a prime example.
Got a shining star right here.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Audible. It's on Kindle. Y'all check it out.
That's what we need to get behind people.
Yes.
Like she said, we need to keep that. I always preach keeping that bread in the black
and
community.
His organization. What's your organization? Tell us again.
The organization is The Urban Specialist on all social medias. Go check us out. We always doing some stuff, man. That's real. We always doing stuff in the neighborhood.
The Urban Specialist.
Yes.
It's been hot outside.
Yeah. And we got out in the heat.
Did y'all do anything for Colonizers Day?
Which The Urban Specialist was a chapter in the book as well.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I had
because you know how hoods get on Colonizers Day.
Yeah.
They still celebrate and they will pop them fireworks.
What's Colonizers Day?
The 4th of July.
Yeah.
Good.
Man, I stayed in the house. I stayed in the house all day, man. I slept all day, bro. I slept good.
Me
That's
too,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
I
That was
slept
that.
good.
Y'all kids was like, let's get out. Nah.
Man, I don't deal with them fireworks.
No.
I can't deal with them.
It's because you're from the hood.
Yeah, I
you
can't
know
deal
what
with it.
goes down
Yes,
in the
indeed.
firework war.
Yeah, I can't
Brother
deal with
Omar said we wasn't celebrating colonizers Day this year.
it. Yeah,
I was with you, Brother Omar. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? What are we celebrating? For?
It's a day off and it's a day to eat barbecue and pop fireworks.
But that's not, I mean, we can do that, but do we have to celebrate that?
Is it a celebration or is that just the day we're allowed to do
Okay, I
that
see what
shit?
you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. We off work and it's a paid holiday.
That's all I'm
Let's
saying.
kick it.
yeah.
That's why we celebrate
that's
because we
all
off
I'm
work.
saying, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You
man,
know?
y'all make sure y'all go pick up this book. Make
Yes,
sure y'all
please.
subscribe to this podcast. Y'all subscribe to Super Tight, man. It's real, and I like y'all chemistry, man. Y'all got the best chemistry ever. I can tell y'all been doing this, man. Y'all, it's just like y'all flow so well, man.
this
I
our
like
house.
that, man. You know what I'm saying?
This our home life.
Yeah, it ain't like y'all looking at what you just say. Y'all,
That's how
y'all-
it started.
yeah, but y'all got some chemistry, man. It just
you.
it just flow.
Well, thank
you, brother.
Make sure y'all go get this book.
Go get the
Please,
book.
y'all go check that book out. A Redemptive Path Forward.
Yes.
Antong Lucky, not Antoine. Antong.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And how do people find you for community outreach if they want to collab on something
Urban
on that
Specialist.
level?
Go to the Urban Specialist.
Okay.
You go to the Urban Specialist on all social media, or you can go to Antong Speaks on social media, man. I'm always doing stuff, man. I really believe that we all have something to contribute.
Yes.
And that we got to contribute to make our country, our world, our neighborhoods, our people
Absolutely.
better.
If y'all want to help out and be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem, y'all get in touch with the Urban Specialist, or
Yes.
y'all can hit SuperTightTV at gmail.com and we'll put you in touch with him. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey.
But say, until the next time, my brother.
Man, I'm a regular. I'm a correspondent.
Yeah.
That's why I say until the next time.
Yeah, I
You
need
the
my-
hood, you the hood
We
correspondent.
gotta
need my
get him-
t-shirt.
We gotta get him a Super Tight t-shirt.
Yeah.
I already told him, meet your size.
I'm
We
a
gonna get you taken care of.
correspondent, man.
Yeah, we
Super
gonna find
Tight.
out. That's real. It's real. Antoine Lucky on Super Tight TV.
Hey.
But on the real though, I got my brother, and y'all heard that we ain't just bullshitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
We ain't bullshitting. He's gonna be a regular
Yes.
because we are really trying to at least move the needle into the right direction
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
do our part. You know what I'm saying? That's what God put on us. And that's what
Man.
we gonna do.
Man,
you know what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate
So
that.
you gotta help, bro.
I appreciate
Gotta
that.
help. Say, I got Antong Lucky in the house.
Hey.
A real super tight guest.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight, yeah. I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.